Hello, and welcome to Video Break. Today, Psalm 29, verse 3 says, the voice of the Lord is over the waters. The glory of God thunders. The Lord thunders over the mighty waters. I love this one because David begins to describe what he is witnessing as the voice of God, and is using thunder and lightning, and you'll see the rest of the psalm. I think he was watching a thunderstorm, is what a lot of commentators think. But it's amazing because if I was to ask you how you would describe the voice of God, what would it look like in your life? What would you hear? What would be the descriptives? And for most of us, would we say thunder? Would we begin to say, oh man, God's voice is so loud, it's like, the thunders over the waters. And that same spirit that hovered at the beginning of creation is the same spirit that is hovering today, ready to create, ready to speak, and it's loud. Oftentimes, we describe God's voice, well, occasionally I hear it, or I'm not sure what it sounds like, but God's voice should be the loudest voice you and I can identify with. It should be the loudest voice that's in our head. It should be the loudest voice that's in our heart. It should be the loudest, clearest, articulate voice. Now, for some of you say, man, I've got a lot of voices in my head, and that's not the loudest. And, that's probably typically the way most of us probably live. We have our bosses, we have our spouses, we have our children, we have our friendships, we have all this stuff going on inside of our head. We've got the to-do list that keeps, yelling at us continuously. But what if, children of God, we took the time to do more in our life by listening to the voice that's all powerful? Now, did you hear what I just said? Some of you are thinking, you don't know my to-do list, Sabra. And now you're telling me I have one more thing to do? No, I'm just telling you to get rid of the things that don't matter and start listening to what really truly matters. And that's the voice of God. And it's the eternal voice that is going to clear the pathway so you don't have to stress. You don't have to be, filled with unrest. You don't have to be worried and, uncomfortable. Well, uncomfortable, yes, is a good word, because I'm so tired of Christians living so mediocre. And I'm talking to myself, that we can't even begin to hear God's voice because we're so busy listening to our own voice. And that's probably the loudest voice, if we're honest, that we hear. Me, me, me. And so today I'm asking you to clear some voices out. And maybe the first voice you need to stop listening to is that selfish, independent voice. You know the one. You know the one, because I know the one. The one that, is just gets in our way of being fine-tuned to that loud voice of God. You, my friend, have a blessed day listening to the voice of God.